So let me get onto their page. GM, welcome to this week's episode of the Fantasy Top Deck Building Series. I am your host, The Carpenter. Alongside me, as always, Big Brain Frog, Khalid, also known as HK, and secondary co-host and our other co-host that is now sticking around for the long term is Crab. HK, how are you guys?
Yeah,
GM, doing well.
Yeah, doing well. Just again, I was watching. I was just telling you guys, I was watching the football. My team lost.
It's
So
soccer.
the day's not going well, right? So let's hope can turn it around here.
As a Spurs fan myself, I'm not feeling bad about Arsenal taking a dive there. So,
Heck yeah. Yeah, so just real quick before we pass it over to HK to go over a quick market update a little bit. Today's agenda is, or like a loose thing is going to be, we're definitely going to be talking about, because I realized on the overlay I forgot to change it up. But we are going to be going over, as the title says, the elephant in the room, the big new feature, Arcade, which has King of the Hill and Arena, but then also has the new Jackpot. So we're definitely going over that for a big chunk of the show. But to start it off, HK, want to hop on some market update?
Yeah. I'm just gonna quickly share my screen. I've already.
Oh, quick! You want to talk about the CBB thing real quick?
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
CBB actually posted yesterday that he's gonna take a few months break, right? I mean, it seemed pretty genuine. I'm not gonna lie. And then today, his next post is he's back, and he's got like a 9K X payout, right? So a few people obviously dumped his card, and then a few people have literally bought him on the dip. A few people have bought him on the dip. So if you look here, yesterday there was quite the dump, right?
Epic. As soon as I seen the post, which shout out to MCG for posting it in one of the group chats. MCG posted it in one of the group chats, and I seen it. I didn't even see if it was a troll or anything. I ran to the marketplace and snagged one, and then snagged another. Talking to you guys.
If you look, I was gonna say someone picked up an Epic for 0.027. That's a wild price to get an Epic. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought my freaking rare pickup for 0.009 was good.
And especially he has very real upside. And even this week is a 6. Like that's that's pretty good.
Yep.
Definitely.
I have 3 of them now. So 3 rares of them now. So I'm feeling pretty happy about it. And even if he does take a break for a while, that's fine, because then he'll come back. Should get paused after a little bit, which I'm glad the team didn't go ahead and just pause right away. Which is good, right? Because then we would have paused, and it was good to kind of wait to see, is it real, is it not? Who was that buyer? Is that Luke?
Right there. That's
Luke
me.
Cannon.
Oh no, that's me actually. Your
picture looks like Luke Cannon's.
Oh, I guess there are similar colors. I didn't think about that before, but yeah.
All right, yeah.
I need to change your PFP, by the way, in the overlay. I like your new PFP.
Thanks. Yeah, Chimper's Genesis.
Let's go.
Yeah. So he's back. So I'm assuming he's playable, right? I'm just gonna quickly go through a few options now. We all know there's a bunch of 1-star options that are like Alon, Cyrus, that not posting. So I don't think we should be going through them again. The only thing I'll mention is Apex actually hit a good post yesterday, and he's not been doing well in the tournaments, but he just ran to like 800 plus. I don't know if that's going to change anyone's deck building strategy or anything, but it's a good sign, because I know he was 24 hour was like around 200 to 400 for a while. I think Lucas at 4-star. Now, I'm very underexposed to Lucas this week, but
I have none.
He seems like he's a kind of a must play just because he's 4-star, and I mean he's already at 716 on his weekly, right? Like, look at this. Like, just happens to be he did do well in the tournament, so Lucas is quite a big card, I think, for next week. Yeah, I think like I said, once again, the 2 stars aren't great, so I won't really cover them again. If you go here, rank high to low, again, Andy's a pretty solid option. Weiwu has done well in the past, like has a high ceiling.
Can I throw one and more in there? I think right there to the right of Weiwu, Hart has been on a little bit of a nice streak and has had some good upside recently. Even
Oh,
that
nice,
24-hour chart
Good shout.
is looking
Two top.
good.
Yeah,
And I'll also be playing Lawrence this week as well too.
Lawrence
I like
before is a
Lawrence.
steal, bro. Like,
I like his price as well. He's pretty price cheap, so you can get him at a decent price compared to the rest. Like 10x. Lucas is 10x the price,
you
right?
guys,
Like
you guys are killing me on this alpha. I should have got it before.
Well, to be fair, actually, some of these, like I was just going through how many good 4-stars there are because I put together so many arena decks, which we'll talk about later. But that's how so many of these are just on my radar. Even Vidamo over there has been a lot more consistent lately too.
Yeah, I've noticed. He definitely had that down period where he just wasn't posting, I think. Lost a lot of his reach. But yeah, I think that top line definitely, I can see. I know Lucas seems like to be the favorite to score the highest, but then
Definitely.
I definitely can see it, like not being as
Lawrence.
straightforward. But it's good to see Icebergy back on the top, as in scoring, like on the daily, right? I know he had a kind of he's a good hero to have, but he had a bit of a downtrend this time. Hopefully, I can see him do well potentially in the next tournament. Bread Guy is probably one of the most obvious choices, but
For threes,
it's not a given that it's not a given with the fact that Mega ETH kind of paused their pre-deposit. I think they might be rethinking that, and maybe
I thought he was gonna do better last week with that. Like I thought he'd be on the timeline talking about it, and it wasn't the case.
Yeah. Let's see. He's had a bit of a quiet, like his posting. He hasn't been posting as much, so maybe there is a bit more of a reflection period. See how long that takes. I still play him, because it's a 3-star, right?
I like Cozy as a 3-star this week. Like I really do. I think he's gonna be a flyer for me.
Yeah, I did mention in my article. I said I think Cozy is one of the options that I think might be a bit of a sleeper player.
Yeah.
Like on the
And
daily, he's
Fapital
not doing
too.
well. Yeah, Fapsa's definitely. He just
He
won
always
that.
does good when he's low, like lower stars.
Yeah,
I feel like he pops off.
He has periods of like inactivity, or sometimes he'll post outside of the tournament and do well. So yeah, he's another one. But yeah, like I said, I think from 3 to 1, like King of the Hill won't be as easy as picking this 1, 2, 3, right? Like there'll definitely be a lot of surprises. I think when you get to the 5-star, again, whilst it looks like Chode, Rasma, like we thought Rasma was going to be one of the better plays last week, but he didn't really do that well. But I think you've got a lot of a few options here. Like Jack should be back from Art Basel, but might be
Yeah, he did in his chat. He said he flies back in on the 8th. So originally he said he was gonna
That's Monday.
next week might not be very great, but then he said never mind because he flies in on the 8th, so it's Monday.
Yeah.
So he should be good. So I think he's gonna be a good 5-star. I wish his price was a little lower because I wanted to pick him up, but I did play him in arena every chance I got.
Same. Yeah, I think that with Jack is with Thread Guy coming back with the live streams like daily. I think that just helps Jack, right? Like there's more content. There's rather than having to find a clip from a while back. I think there's more live content. It's it's on more on trend, right? Like the stuff that's happening currently. I think that helps him a lot. Axe is a good decent shout. But yeah, no, like I said, I think it's more of the same as compared to last week, right? There's a bunch of 1-stars that have been inactive. Do you want to risk with those? Maybe, maybe not. Do you want to play safe? You got 3 to 4 stars that are really good, like we just went through the 4-stars, right? The top row was very good, and then obviously it's how you fill out the rest, right? I think it'll be more of the same. Like I said, the best 1-star last week was Kip It. I don't think many of us would have thought of that, right? That was just I thought Makesy was just gonna take it, and then the last day I saw Kip It.
We talked about a lot of potential opportunities at 1 that anybody could take. Anyone from a number of options could take it, but we did not mention Kip It. You're right.
Yeah, man, I did not think of either of the types, right? Or like that wasn't even on my like radar whatsoever. Which goes to show that the King of the Hill as well as the jackpot we'll get into later is like you got to think way outside the box, right? Way outside the box because like I mean it's fun. We'll get into more of that when we get into that segment, but man, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think a good segue to jackpot would be nice because it kind of links to core, right? And
Yep,
you know, we want to be building
absolutely.
decks. And as you guys can see, it's at the top of the homepage and it's at the top of the competitions as well, right? Like enter the main core tournament to earn 50,000 jackpot. Now, if you haven't read the post on the Fantasy Top page, essentially what that is if you enter the perfect deck in either bronze, silver, gold, or sorry, I was gonna say elite, but you know it's platinum and diamond. You'll win the 50,000, right? And that if no one wins in week 1, that prize
It
will
goes
keep
up.
increasing into week 2,
Mhm.
into week 3, and up until it hits 100k. At which point you're saying it'll stop, and every week someone will have a chance of winning it. Now it it seems all nice, but it's not easy to do, right? Like you literally have to have the most optimal deck possible,
And
right?
bronze
Now,
is the best option, right? Because
yeah,
one thing that's been asked a lot, like I've had a bunch of DMs about, is like, okay, so like say auto, like each league, it's not weighted differently, like right. So if auto has the best deck, which is definitely going to be the hardest, right? In one of the higher leagues, especially platinum, but in bronze, there's no multiplier, there's no nothing, so that's going to be the easiest, right? And it's the cheapest to put the decks in. Where you might have the perfect deck in silver, but you have the perfect heroes, but you have a mixed wrong, right? Like
Right.
your
So what you're saying
commons
is
were
basically
should have been rares, right?
less variables
Yeah,
to account for in bronze, where as soon as you start
absolutely.
stepping with each progressive league, it gets harder and harder because you have to account for
Yep.
more card variations and just more variations of players as stars get up. It just becomes harder. So definitely easier with bronze. I think you're right.
for sure. Yeah, no, I agree. I think bronze, and then surprisingly, I would say diamond is probably the next best if you have the legendaries, right? Because there's 2 players that have a Greg legendary now, and there's 2 players that have an Anthem legendary now. If you can somehow get that top 5 perfect in your diamond deck, then you've won the jackpot, right? Now I know a few of them have very good, like at least 5 or 6 top cards. Now, if those fall in the right order in a given tournament, the jackpot's yours. So I do think diamond is probably the next best opportunity. I think obviously bronze is probably the best just because it's accessible, it's a lot cheaper, and I think everyone has a buy at it, right? Whereas
Wait, so do you think so after bronze, you're saying platinum
no, diamond, yeah,
diamond is the best?
the reason why I'm saying diamond is with platinum it's very difficult. You have 3 different rarities, first
Oh
of
yeah.
all, right? And then you have to get within those rarities, you have to get the right combination, right? So
Yep.
it's you can have the right 5, but if you had the rare instead of the epic, you can
Yeah.
mess you won't get it,
So
right? Like
that's why
whereas
you're saying diamond, because you can have them all as epic or all as legendaries.
yeah, you can
Right.
have
Correct.
it all as legendary.
There we
Now,
go.
if for
Just a
example
select
Degenerate,
few people.
yeah, I know,
And
yeah,
reverse does not count in the jackpot, by the way.
for
For
sure,
those
yeah,
who know, reverse is not in there.
yeah,
So you can have the
'cause-
perfect first deck, but that don't count.
yeah, and
It's
the
only
thing with
bronze through diamond.
the thing with reverse is everyone just gets 0 a lot of the time, so it's like
Yeah, so
it
it
doesn't make
doesn't
sense
matter.
Yeah.
but Degenerate actually upgraded to a legendary Greg yesterday, and he has legendary Ansem, Mert, and Clem.
Bro,
So you kind of can think that's a top 5 in
dude,
a random tournament, right?
woo!
Do you think that was on his mind while he did it? Do you think that was part of it, or was he
I
just
think
going for it anyway?
I
Did he
do think
comment?
so. I do think
I
so.
think
It
it
has.
was.
He commented on my post and he said uh, I think he was gonna do it just because it's to compete, but then also like if you have 4 of the 5, that you kind of think you just want more to hit. Now it's harder than you think because let's be honest, like every week the top 5 looks different, right? Like it's always there's a random, like last week it was Selkis, the week before it must have been someone like Lucas was up there as well. So it's like never really that straightforward. But it
Yeah,
gives you at least a chance where, like for
definitely. I think
example,
your logic makes sense for sure.
yeah, like for
And
example, gone.
no, sorry, go ahead, HK. My bad.
No, I was gonna move on. So I think if you got a point, go for it.
Oh, the only thing I was going to say is, I mean, given the last few weeks or even month or two, I think without Adam Cochran up there, you're probably not going. If you don't have the legendary of him, then you wouldn't be able to win that.
Oh yeah, because he's had 3 perfect scores in the last.
How many legendary
nuts.
Cochrans are there?
There must be a few. If I click here now, oops, no.
You know what's nuts is like, so back when he was, remember when he was like a floor hero basically forever and ever and ever, and like no one really made him into a legendary because they were like, why? Let's just burn him, right?
Yeah. There's quite a lot.
Hindsight
Actually.
2020.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Because I was looking, I was like, wait, there's just 2 that are made. No, all those people have one.
1, 2.
Well, there's not very many actually.
4, 5, 6, 7, which is quite a lot for a top hero.
Yeah,
7's a lot for a top hero, to be honest, because like Otto's got 2, so Otto gets 2 runs at a Cochrane. Like,
I think Otto has a chance to win.
No, he has a very good chance.
This all a long time ago. I feel like he can smack the jackpot pretty easy.
Like the only thing with Otto is he doesn't have Greg and Ansem, but I think.
But they haven't been finishing top lately, anyways.
Yeah, they haven't been finishing top. So you got Knive and Cochrane, who kind of make up 2 of them, and you're thinking,
and then
Whale, Main. So you kind of have like
who all has the whale? Like, doesn't it? I know Otto has a whale. I believe.
I think only he does. Oh wait, Trap.
No, wait. Otto has one. Drunken has one too.
So if I go to Drunken now, like Greg, Whale,
is Phoenix still playing his? Is still
managing
for him?
Yeah, they're both.
Those are 2 big brains, man. That's so good. He has a good chance too. Oh, he has a Greg.
And then DJ Nape is the last one. I think those three kind of have the best chance.
Yeah.
But Clem,
hard though.
Greg,
look at those, man. Holy cow.
Ansem is down here, and then I think with DJ Nape,
that Smolting can pop
Nick
up too.
or Based to like he needs to decide who to go for, right? Nick or Based. Nick actually hit a good post yesterday.
I don't think it's that straightforward though. I don't really think.
No, 100%.
It's gonna be like I think that the reason it's never been hit is because people, people weren't going for it, right? Like they kind of were, but not really. They were trying to beat everyone else. Like looking at Molt sheet, what do I need to score? Here people are gonna be like especially the people like that dig in and look at stats and stuff, like the Molt and everyone. They're gonna start looking. Okay, and I always mess his name up. Vis-a-vis, yeah. The numbers guys, right? They're gonna look. Okay, this is why what have been hitting, and sometimes the ones that hit don't even use the full like 18 stars or whatever. 19 stars.
And you know, on that point of vis-a-vis as well, he actually does this weekly thread about who, like, what the perfect deck would have been and who was the closest and what was. And I mean, I don't know if it's ever happened before. I don't know for sure.
Times.
Oh, 3 times. Okay. Well,
yeah.
No. What you said?
Three times there was 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Yeah. So in the past, I think there's been 3 bronze decks which have came 1 card short of the perfect deck. But I think each scenario has always been like you missed out on that random hero that did well, right?
Yeah.
Like it's never straight. So for example, like if I'm just thinking about it now, so you got Dip Wheeler at 6-star, right? So you think, okay, maybe top 10 there. Lucas 4-star, maybe King of the Hill. So that's 2 potential King of the winners there, right? For 6 and 4. Then I'm thinking, okay, I'll definitely need to get in a 3-star. So I'm thinking, okay, Bread Guy. But then the thing is, like, the 3 stars might not have that ceiling compared to 4. So it's like, do I ultimately go for like another 2 4s and go 6, 4, 4, and then with the 1-star and hope the 1-star hits? Because then, then you have that chance of, okay, you have, let's just say I put Apex there just as a filler for now. And then I go, I think what we were saying was Heart is a good one. And who's the other one? I can't, I'll have to scroll up.
I think Andy was doing pretty well, but I don't know about in terms of like getting that top number 1 perfect deck.
Yeah, so let's just say I do this. It's not showing up on the card, but yeah, it's Dip Wheeler, Lucas, Hart, Andy, and Apex for now. But I think it's that middle core. Like for example, you can get, if you just miss out on one of them heroes, all of a sudden your chances of winning the jackpot are gone. So it's very fine margins. Like I think this week there'll be like 3 out of 5s where people have got 3 out of 5 cards that are perfect. But it'd be interesting to see how many actually get close. Because I think
You know what's
before
crazy?
go for it.
Oh, just real quick before we kind of veered off. So what's crazy is without having to own the cards, and to kind of get this into perspective, without having to own the cards, we have basically like a pseudo jackpot in King of the Hill, right? So you get to pick the best 8, the best whatever, all the way through, right? And so even showing that, what won last week was 4 out of 8, right? And only 2 people got it, which was insane. And then so if you look here, I think we're going to see, I think we will see it hit like sooner than a lot of people think, because no one was really, really going for it. Also, I think we're going to see a insane amount of decks put into bronze this week. Like I think we're going to see a lot more decks put into bronze this week.
Yeah. And just on top of it, like, yeah, sure, it hasn't happened before, but also, this is really fun. And the upside, like the actual, like a 50K jackpot up to 100K jackpot, like that's a real prize, right? That's
you're already putting the decks in, right? Like,
right.
So it doesn't cost you an entry.
There's 3 free, and then is it frag entries after that?
Yep, and they're only at 10. They're only 10 frags.
Yep, I'll open it here
really?
now, so.
Okay.
It's only 10 frags. Yeah.
So I was doing the registration, so you can see, like, if I go edit and I click add, it probably asks for, like, you can see here, so buy 1 entry for 10 frag and save. So like you can see 1 additional entry costs 10 frags here. So
yeah, that's nothing.
If I delete it for now, because I don't want to enter these ones, like that's not going to win it.
Yeah.
I'll probably just go all with silvers, because I feel I always have a chance to win silver, right? And a few bronze, right? Like,
but how heartbroken would you be, HK? Is if like you hit it, but you had like a rare, and like you hit all 5, but you had a rare and a common. Oh, bro, I would fly to you and give you a hug. Like I'd be like, it's okay.
I think yeah. And one other really cool thing about this too, that's just like a side note. So those frag entries, that's actually pure burn, right? So like when we're looking at other arcade mode King of the Hill, yes, there is absolutely some burn to that, which is great for the ecosystem. But the output is frags too. So a decent amount stays in the ecosystem. With this jackpot, like, yeah, it might be only 10, but if you want to submit a bunch of decks for that potential 50 to 100K output, it's going to like take its toll on that burn over time and reduce inflation. So I actually think that this is probably the best area for burn in terms of incentives that they've introduced so far.
Oh, absolutely. And real quick on Frog says, I want to hit the jackpot with the reverse deck. I am so glad the reverse is not available in this, because it would kill the fun, and too easy, man. There's too many zeros.
It happened every week, really.
Yeah, it literally happened every week. It'd be throwing the money away, right?
I think that makes sense too.
I've never been a fan of reverse deck, and people can get their pitchforks out, but I've never once put an entry in. That's why I sell my makesies every week, and because I'm OCD and can't have a card on the bench that's not being played. And so yeah, I'm just not a reverse guy. And so yeah, it's I know the team had thought about it, and it was just instantly like, no, it's not. It's not really great to have reverse into the jackpot potentials, because it's reverse goes against the nature of the game, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, like, if the nature of the game is identifying heroes who might score, then the opposite, obviously, you don't want a big jackpot for it, right? But yeah, no, I think you're right. Bronze will have a lot of entries. Let's see how many there are at the moment. 2, 8, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be quite a lot.
That's a lot more than it usually is on Saturday when we do our show.
Yeah, I'd be
normally
interested
it's like
to
1,000.
See if, like, I know a lot of players that don't play bronze, like Crab. I don't know if you play bronze. I know you're in the gold, platinum, but would you shift towards bronze a bit now? A bit more.
I do play bronze for sure, but I don't. And I have a decent amount of entries.
You put your fillers in, don't you? Like your leftovers.
I don't emphasize it as much, but I do think that with this, I think I will put a little bit more thought into it for sure. Like, I definitely want to go for that prize. So yes is the easy answer.
Good stuff.
See, and that just goes to show, especially because I'm glad he asked that, because that's something I was thinking too. And that's why I'm like, it's really good to have you on, like on the panel weekly now too, is because like HK and I have a similar, which granted, because like I'm kind of like a pseudo frog, right? He like trained me in his image, basically. And like eventually I'll do a compilation, which my wife's kind of helping me on, of like where I was back in, like literally it's been we're pushing a year, or yeah, we're pushing a year now. I think it's been a year.
That's
Because I
wild.
no, it's like 2 weeks away from a year of doing these live
Yeah,
streams.
we
Because we
started it
started
last
like the week before
December.
Christmas. Yep.
Well done, guys. Well
Yeah,
done.
full year.
Yeah, bro, that's nuts. But yeah, how crappy I was back then compared to
Yeah, it's
my
not,
decks were all common, like never
yeah,
winning frags, which frags weren't even around back then, but not winning
yeah. Our
cards, and
our first guest was Clem, I think, as well. Like
it
it was
was. And
just
we've had him on
crazy.
like 5 times.
Yeah, it's been on for a while. But yeah, no. I think whilst we were on the topic of like the arcade, I think what we do is this week a bit more focus on,
Yeah.
obviously a couple. I know last week we spent a bit more time building decks. I think what
Yeah.
we
I
do
say
this week is
arcade this week.
maybe go look. Obviously, we've discussed the jackpot already, so let's go. Let's kind of pivot to King of the Hill now. And
Yes,
the reason
sir.
why I had said that is I bought frags, so I was like, I want to do one or
Oh,
two.
you bought frags.
Yeah, I bought them
See,
because
that's a good. I'm glad you said that, because that's something I had written down I want to talk about. And so another thing that I think is changing it. So a lot of people, I feel like myself included, I didn't want to burn my commons that could potentially win the jackpot. Therefore, I had to buy frags as well. So I think it might help buy frags, which is, for those who don't know, when you buy frags, what it does is it sweeps cards, whatever the cheapest cards are, and then burns them. So it's also helping with inflation that way and helping with supply, buying frags, because people aren't wanting to burn their own cards, right? Because those cards could potentially be used, right, in your bronze decks.
100%, yeah, no, 100%. Like I think I made a mistake. Like I had a lot of frags from the tournament, and then in my back of my mind, I
Open
prepared that
packs.
I was gonna use them for King of the Hill, but then you know me, I always like ripping packs open, so
Oh yeah,
I
you
kept
gotta.
I kept on burning my card, and I realized I had no frags left. So I was like, okay, do you know what? I just have to buy them. So yeah. Interestingly, this week Adam Cochran. Well, that's not interesting. That's a given, right? Like, I think everyone just has to play him again and again, right? And hope he
Yeah,
hits.
prove us wrong first, right?
So like, I'll go with him. You know, I don't want to make it out as if there's another contender there. But 7 stars interesting. I went with Greg in my other deck, my other sort of entry. Sorry, Ansem should be back, but one thing I did realize was his 24 hours more like 800 points. So it'd be interesting to see how what he gets to just before the tournament. I do think the 7 stars is always a bit of a surprise. Like someone just hits a banger, hits millions of views, and no one really expected it. Like last week, it was Waz who was like 7 star. Oh, no, it was who was it? Yeah, it was Waz, right? And I don't think anyone would have played Waz, right, as a 7 star King of the Hill compared to the options that we had like Ansem.
Oh, we had such good options.
Yeah, there's very good options, but I think it was Waz, unless I can't.
No, I think you're right,
Was,
because he's an 8-star this week, and also
yeah,
because he was away for so long that we were just trained to think like the upside's always been there with him, but we're not used to picking him either. Like we're used to
yeah,
him being on the floor at like a 2-star or something just because he's been inactive.
yeah. I think what I'm thinking is you got the Fwog NFT reveal on Monday. Whale might have a very
Oh yeah,
good
that might bring
start
Cyrus
with
back
that, right?
too.
Yeah. I mentioned that in my article. I said, if
I need to read that. I always read it on Sundays.
if there's an NFT reveal happening, right, Cyrus always usually is in most NFTs, right? Like maybe he posts, maybe he doesn't, but there's a better chance than last week, I think. But yeah, with 7 stars, I know there's a Solana breakpoint happening next week, so a lot of these heroes like Clem and Nick might be in Abu Dhabi, flying out. So, but Clem was flying out. Well, he was in. I think there was an event last week, Art Basel, right? Clem was like, he was straight away like top 10. Like he hit a banger like
Oh yeah,
within the first
dude, his new
first
videos are
hours.
sick. Like him and Nick
Yeah.
both are putting out these short videos that are so good, and the character Clem's playing like this nerdy guy with doing his like veins, right? Like, and his eyes popping out of his head is so freaking good. And it's getting
Yeah.
normies to comment on it, right? Like I seen one of my buddies, which I didn't want to out myself, like my Web3 name, so I didn't comment on it, but to my buddy. But I seen a buddy from IRL, right, that it does not do anything crypto, commenting on it, right? Just because like he watches UFC and stuff, and Clem had talked about. So that's probably why he showed up on his algorithm. But my buddy's like, dude, this guy is so freaking funny, and I was like, bro, he's
Yeah.
reaching like the normies.
And on the
Yeah.
content side, you were talking about like all the short videos. I think their cadence is getting much quicker with that content as well, because I do feel like they would do the short videos, but they do it like, oh, this week he might have a dancing video this week, but like now it's like every single week they're able to churn out, such viral content. So I definitely
And
feel
they're
like
doing
that's
more.
consistent.
They're doing more like not really sponsored, but like they are partnering with more projects that they actually believe in, right? And so like this Fogo, the Fogo chain and Fogo fishing, I seen Easy, Clem, all of them doing posts about those, and those have been doing pretty well because then the project themselves are also retweeting them, right? So that helps them with their reach. So I feel like all the Bodogos will do well. Well,
Yeah, I
those
think-
three core, right? Because Vo's a Bodogo, but she's not part of the Nifty team.
I like the fact that you can actually see like the 7-day score, like just it gives you a bit
Yes,
of
I
an
love it.
indication of even the daily. Like it gives you the daily. It's a good summary of what you. Because I was looking for Jeff Park, and for some reason it wasn't showing the card. So I think Jeff Park's one that I think at 6-star I might consider. Or Taiki's a bit of a sleeper because he's been having some controversial takes about shorting ETH and stuff like that, and he's just been going viral, right? Like I feel like Unipix hasn't been there lately. Like his posts, he hasn't really been hitting that scene because I think memes haven't been the center of attention, right? It's all.
Yep. What happened? Are
You
you
might
still
have gone on
talking?
mute.
What happened, HK? We can't hear you.
I clicked the mute button on my mic.
You're
yeah.
trolling us.
Yeah, what I was saying is, I don't know if you caught it, but Unipix obviously memes aren't running as they used to, so obviously his content's not going to get the same engagement. So I think I'm going to go as a second option. I'm probably going Thread Guy because in my other previous one I have a Dip Wheeler, right?
Okay.
And then as for 5-star, I'll quickly just run through Jack. I'm hoping Jack's back to like posting more clips. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jack. I think again, I went with Jack in the previous one, so I think there has to be some familiar, like some consistency in all of your entries, and then a bit of changes here and there, right? Like, and then as a 4-star, it's hard to like go against Lucas just because of that seeding, and I don't know if you've seen, but the algo's kind of like favoring like if there's a viral post by someone outside of CT, right? If you quote it or something like that, there's a good chance that you get a decent level of views, especially if your account's big, right? Like Ryan Selkis, the reason why he came second was he quoted a viral post by I think Sabrina Carpenter. Like that's just completely out of CT, right? Like, and that post got like 50 million views or something, and he ended up second, right? So I think Weiwu and Lucas have a good chance of literally going viral, right? If they catch the right post. So I'm gonna go with
and I think Luca's gonna do well because Cambria season 3 goes live today.
Oh, nice.
And which is on Abstract. And so I feel like Lucas is gonna be like quote tweeting and like because it always does big numbers. And Cambria is huge. So you'll see a bunch of these gaming creators posting. And I think Lucas will be quote tweeting or like probably getting on and doing some streams or something. So I've definitely kept like that's kind of like my under the hat pick for this week is 4-star. And core definitely. And arena, like basically for everything.
And then now we go to the more difficult deciding who to go for. Like I think 3-2-1 is just going to be difficult this week because there's not really a safe option.
Go for Mikado. Like... Kip it one last week. Mikado is going this week.
Mikado, yeah. So you got obviously Kip it's a 3-star now, right? Like I don't think I'll be going for him as a 3-star, but obviously we talked about Bread Guy as a good option. I went with him in my first entry, so I think I'll pivot in this entry. So Fabiso's one we've discussed who has potential to do very well. Web3 Quant hasn't been as active since he came back. I'm gonna go Icebergy. Now I know he's not had the best run of form lately, right?
Yesterday he hit like 800 though on a post or something for his 24-hour.
Who was that?
I think Icebergy.
Yeah, Bergie's been dude. I think he's gonna do well this week. He's a 3, right?
Yeah,
he's a 3. Yeah.
But there's so many good 3s this week.
Yeah, there really are.
Yeah, there's a few options, and I think it's not obvious. Like Bread Guy probably seems to be the favorite, I guess. But
I'm fading Bread.
yeah, no,
I feel like everyone's gonna have him in the kick because like the way I look at King of the Hill is like I kind of try and want to go like one or two contrarian plays that most people won't hit, especially after seeing what won last week.
Do you know what King of the
Oh,
Hill
yeah.
reminds me of? Kind of on that note, it reminds me of picking like the March Madness brackets a little bit.
Yes,
And I get that
yes,
feeling, and just like what you're saying, it's like, oh, what's gonna be my like 12 pick over the 5 seed? What's gonna be
yep,
my 12 seed over 5 seed? That's kind of what that sounds like, and that's the
yes,
feeling I get when I'm choosing these decks.
100%.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
I always have to think like what others would think, and then think, okay, do you know what? Should I do something different? I think 2 stars. I would have gone Jay if he wasn't on private, so that might be one to watch if he comes off
Jay
private.
makes me so grumpy when he's on private because he would have been smoked it last week. I feel like if he wasn't on private.
And I think Pentoshi might literally just like post like once and get the best score out of the twos, right? It's just so tempting
That's
to
what I
go with
did.
him.
That's what I did. That's my contrarian bet, especially because the way I see it is either he posts or he doesn't with a 2 competition.
Yeah,
And yes, he's talked he's going to be less active, but like if we had like a pop in the market or something, like you better believe he's going to come on CT and put something
Yeah.
together. So
Hugo's kind of similar to last week. He did post, but it wasn't really like gonna gain any traction, right? So at least there's some level of activity from him. So maybe Hugo's an option. Evan Van Ness is probably your safe option just because he's the only one actually he's got the highest average out of all of these, right? All these picks outside of Pentoshi, right?
who won his 2-star
Uh,
last week?
last week was Sisyphus, right? Like
Oh yeah,
that
that's what it
was
was.
that was so annoying, that one, because I didn't I had it in the back of my mind that I should have done an entry with Sisyphus, but I went with 2 entries with Imran, and Imran didn't do as well. So
See,
yeah,
lower stars, I never back-to-back entry. Like I don't let myself.
yeah, I probably should just change up as much as I can, just in case.
Yep.
But yeah,
I feel
I'm
like changing up just on strategy. I feel like changing up and is I feel like most beneficial if you have a lot of consistent decks. You're like, hey, I'm really confident that with like the 6-5-4 about going with this one person. So you put together a few variations with different 2s so that you have the winner. But if you're switching up everything along the way and then you switch the 2 up,
yeah,
like I feel like that variation doesn't necessarily do you as much good if you don't have a good feeling about some of the others.
no, definitely. I'm actually going Hugo as my 2 there, right?
Yep.
It's a bit of a risky one, but I think I have to. I can't just do. I did
I
Gabriel
went with
Hayes
him. I went
previous
with
one,
him once.
and then now this is interesting because Apex I feel has some momentum because I saw he had a good post, and then his following post actually did all like. If I think one thing I look at is, okay, they've hit a good post, they goes to
Yep.
800, but then how do the following posts do, right, in terms of score? If they're hitting the 300-400 mark, then maybe as a 1-star he's an option, as you showed last week, that it wasn't much competition because Kippet ended up winning. But I did Cyrus as my my 1-star. Guru doesn't seem to be back. He's a fake at the moment, but
You say a
I see
fake or a fade?
a fake, yeah. Both of them.
Okay.
I'll fade, and he's a fake. I think Charlotte Fang had a good run a few weeks back. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go Charlotte Fang in this one, actually. I'm gonna save entry because I think those are my 2 to go with for now. I'll give you guys a chance to get a few in as well.
So yeah, we got about we call it 15-ish minutes left before I got a hard
Okay.
stop.
We
So
can move
yeah,
on
Crab,
to
you can go
another.
ahead. Oh no, you can go
Okay.
ahead. I want to see. I like picking your guys' braids.
Okay.
I
I
always
had
do a lot of the talking, so I like you guys doing it.
I put one deck together or one entry so far with King of the
Let me
Hill,
put
but
you up
I can
here.
definitely do another here. Yeah, so this is the one I put together. Definitely some similarities. Similarly, like with Adam, prove me wrong first. He's on such a heater that I'm not going to fade the mode that he's on. Whale, similar. Where I did dip though. I feel like I don't know. I think I want to be consistent with him across the board. The other person I think I might put in instead of him, and one or two might be like unit pieces, or you say unit picks, yeah,
Yeah.
unit picks. Yeah, I could see AZ Flynn there as a flyer, but I'll probably stick with those two. On the 5, I'm definitely going to be consistent with Agent Chud. I
Ooh.
I think that he seems low on this front. I think Rasmer has
Over
potential.
Rasmer? But yeah,
I I mean,
No, but
honestly, I think that
I guess
he's
you're doing multiple entries, aren't you, too?
yeah, but
yeah,
I'll probably do Agent Chud in most of them. I think that Rasmer has that high potential, but I feel like he's been in this mid range for a long time though. I think the amount of upper like top 10 finishes, it's been a lot fewer recently. So I'll take
I think
Agent Chud this week.
it's between. I think if Jack is back to that level of clipping, I think it's either between Jack or Chud. I think.
Good call.
In
Yeah,
my
yeah,
head,
yeah.
in my head, I'm just thinking it's either one of those two, right? Because with his clips, if Jesse just quotes him once, he's gonna be in the top
He
15,
does quote him a
right? Like,
lot.
yeah. And he gets quoted a lot. That's the only thing I'm thinking.
You're 100% right. I forgot about him down there. I'm with you on that actually. Then Agent Chud, Jack would be my number 2, and then Rasmer maybe in 1 or 2. 4, I'm going to go between Lucas and Hart. I think that just the upside that that Hart has had, I feel like he of course could end up somewhere in the mid again, but I also think he has top 10 potential. And so when we're talking about who's actually going to win out, I think that Hart has a really good chance. So for me, it'll be between the two of them. Mosey does have some potential as well, but I'll stick with those two.
Real quick, HK, this is super random. Will you send me? I'm trying to multitask here. I'm trying to add the your article to the academy. Can you send me the image? I'm having an issue getting the quality right. Copy pasting
The image. Okay.
that you used for your article.
All right. Okay. I'll send it here. Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. Sorry, Crab. Go ahead.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I similarly I think Brad's an obvious choice for but I'm kind of fading a little bit this week too. I think Shloms probably has the some strong upside, and also when I was choosing my arena decks this week, he was consistently doing like in with the lens of looking at you're kind of looking at that lens of 200 pieces per star, but he was one of the in that range of whether it was 2 to 3 stars, depending on which league we're looking at. Shloms was a consistent pick of mine, so I kind of brought that mentality here. Keyboard Monkey was also more consistent than I expected, just looking at those stats. But I think we already talked about the lens on Pentoshi, so and that's who I chose for this. If I had to choose somebody else, it's tough. I might just go Varus here, because I think he was active yesterday. He's always hit or miss, right? But he was active yesterday with a bigger post, and so that just kind of tells me, okay, maybe he is going to be in and around CT this week. So
imagine if Travis somehow wins too, right?
Oh,
That would just be. Imagine he puts himself in as king of the hill and just wins.
Oh, bro, it'd be so sick.
Yeah, Hugo has potential. I just I don't know. That's one of those things where I feel like I've been burnt so much lately on him that it's not going to be like my default to go for him for the top one.
For sure, yeah.
I went with AP Altcoin Psycho. AP. I think we were looking at his stats last week, and it was very rare that he was away for 2. Now he's actually been away for 2. I feel like statistics would tell us that he's coming back soon, and then he posted again yesterday. So
Psycho.
Yeah, Psycho. So he is.
Oh, he posted yesterday?
I think he did. Yeah.
He did 2. He did 2 posts.
So
in every selection, I'll be choosing AP just for that reason.
Oh, every single one. You won't have any variants.
Well, the way I mentioned for my strategy a little bit earlier, it's one of those things, like if I'm going to have like 10 to 20 of these, you can only have so many variations. Like it's different if I was putting in 100 placements, but if I actually want to be consistent where my strategy might be right around, like you do have to choose some stars that you're going to be confident and stick to those guns. That way, wouldn't it suck that if you were really confident about some of these guys, but you were just so hit or miss and inconsistent along your selections that like you should have gotten it right, but you just didn't do enough submissions to get that exact selection.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's why when I'm
I
more
agree.
confident with something like this, I'm just gonna stick with it.
That's a good shout. Well, so with Psycho, and you guys might know more about this because Psycho or AP, um, which obviously, because I don't even know, I didn't even realize till last week that he changed his name, and or his username. So is it a thing where when he posts like in between tournaments, he's usually gonna post during the tournament as well, or is it one where like he only posts so much to where like maybe if he fires off another post today or tomorrow, or maybe right before the tournament, he might go silent again for the tournament, or is he one that generally when he's back for like a week or so?
No, he's on his high variance now. If you look at his posting pattern, it's always like 1 week off. I think last week was the first time in a while where he's had a back-to-back blanks, right? So
Okay.
it's kind of a hard one to judge. I think I think out of all the one stars, I think Cyrus and Psycho are probably the two that I'm favoring this week. Cyrus only because of the NFT related stuff, right? That's going on. Otherwise, like I said, you got Apex who's had a good post yesterday. So yeah, I'd narrow it down to those three. But like I said, I've seen a few people post about Alan Bay and rugging, like they're rugging the community, the pump fun community and stuff. So who knows? Like some stuff like that might get him to wake up.
Get him to come back.
But
No, that's a strong argument too, though. Like when I mean, it's kind of hit or miss, but like if he posts, like he will win the 1-star, most like
yeah, he will.
high
Alan will win
probability at least.
if he posts. Yeah, 100%.
And do we really think like I honestly, the more and more I look at DB, like I think he sold his account. Like I there's so much difference in the fact that he's pushing this project, which I looked back as far as I possibly could, because my wife thought I was being paranoid because after she watched our episode last week, she's like, "Honey, you sounded kind of paranoid about the DB selling his account." And I was like, "No, look at this," and we went back and back and back, and he never talked about a project like this, and then now all of a sudden he does. His posting style is different. It's not about news. I mean, and she goes, "Okay, maybe you're right."
Insert copy pasta.
Yes.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah, so
possible. I think the one argument I'd make against that would just be logically, if you have another account that's tied to the same like personality or the same, selling one and that going in a different direction would actually take value away from the one that you're continuing to run. And at
is
least
he still
I'm not.
running the other one that's crypto related or whatever?
Oh,
Or
I thought so, but I don't follow closely enough to really
I
have
bet
a
he
strong
is, though.
opinion on it. But anyway, just a thought. Like I don't really have
Good
support
shout.
for that. But
Good show. I didn't think about I need to look into that one too, see if it's still running or if maybe they changed it. That changed as well.
maybe,
Because I bet he
maybe.
would have maybe sold both.
Yeah, and that's only just like a logic thing. That's not like I have zero like proof, or I don't really follow it that closely to comment harder.
Heck yeah, that is awesome. All right, let's here, I'll go over mine real quick and then we can do some or actually do you want to go over a couple since we have your screen up, go over some of your arenas?
Oh, sure, yeah. So I mean, we talked about for the last couple weeks, we've talked about like the episode we did with Clayton, and so like
good job on getting the championship last week and
yes,
taking it from me. So
I took your
3 weeks in a
crown.
row, one of us on the deck building series has won. I won back to back. You won this week.
That shows
Let's
that
go.
I mean, there's really got to be something to that strategy, and why everybody should go watch that episode because that can't be an accident. Shout out to Clayton
Yep.
for
Yes, sir.
carrying.
And he was up there in like the top 3 too there for a while. I don't know if he finished there, but he was there majority of the tournament.
He's always for sure. He's very consistent, and part of that is about the entries as well. And so I guess starting with that as one of the main contenders. First, I bought that 50 plus, so you get those free entries, brings your average cost from 5 to 472, I think, in terms of having that 6% rake back. And then so the target is 10%. So far I put 30 entries in both fantasy and the core arena here. Let's see. I was having more success with core, at least feeling like I consistently put together some.
Like you have an edge, yeah.
Yeah, and just, I mean, ironically, I think it was the fantasy arena that I won last week. But and I think the difference here, and actually,
the fantasy one.
I'm pretty sure that was. And so I think the big difference on that is a lot of the star counts for the core heroes is one less in the core arena than when you go over to the fantasy league. And so that, I guess the difference is it means you can put together with the core heroes like a lot stronger. It feels like you're putting, I mean, everyone's on the same playing field, but you're feeling like, okay, it's a little easier to hit that 3,800. But then going back to the fantasy specific arena, that just makes the multiplier that much stronger and more important to hit with those, because it's so much harder to fit some of these stronger heroes. And that was kind of my big takeaway this week when trying to put 30 of each decks together. But yeah, so just to kind of look at some of the consistent heroes that I picked here. As you can see, Sloams, I went with AP on this, which it kind of goes against that 200 per. If I was trying to look 200 stars, 200 points per star. But just thinking that if he's active, that's really going to allow me to put some of these heavy hitters in there as well. But again, when I go through that strategy, it surprises me about a little bit about who I find is like the attractive person to play, but it's showing to pay off so far. So Art School Reject, we're pretty consistent in these. Andy, I feel like, is a huge win this week. Cozy, I was picking all the time. Agent Chud, if I had the chance, of course. Jack is a solid person this week, but you can definitely see some consistent names. Oh, the other Andy. So actually both Andys, I was choosing a decent amount whenever I had the opportunity here. Damo again. But yeah. Should I go ahead and try to put one more together?
Might as well. Yeah, I want to see it. And plus it's good for the audience to see kind of like how the brain works, like your thought process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Especially as the champion. So HK, if Crab or I don't win it next week, you've got to win it. We got to keep it within the deck building house.
I've got a few decks, 9 so far in the fantasy arena, so I'm hoping.
Let's go, baby.
All right, I'm actually liking some of these options so far. So I kind of take a look. We flip them all so we can take a look at the stats. Again, our target in terms of trying to get that 200 points per star really makes it to have like that winning combination. Hitting somewhere between 3 and 5 stars is like that maximum area, because of course once you get to like 5 stars and you try to do that, you're assuming that they're going to hit 1,000 points, and of course if you're at 6, it's not even possible since that goes over the maximum. Let's see. So AP here, AP and Sloams are some good targets, and this is what I was talking about when I was looking at Sloams earlier. That in that average 7-day score was over 200, but that average 30-day score almost 500. Like that was a pretty good number to look for. World Andy, like right away that 600 on the 30-day scale, like that's an easy auto choice right there. What do you guys see as like an obvious pick right off the bat? That
I'm struggling with seeing who. If you, the
Yeah,
PFPs I can't see.
Oh,
so
sorry.
PFPs are easier for me
Yeah.
to see
Oh, gotcha.
rather than the stats. I never flip them.
Yeah,
Even though,
yeah.
like, I'll flip them if I'm interested in one. Kaleo, one obvious for me. No, Newsy.
Remember, this is the core though too, so there's not.
Andy,
cool.
definitely. Andy, definitely. Shalom's or Psycho kind of have to go in one of those two because to get you your 19 stars, right?
I might go back to AP as well, but I feel like with a 2 that opens
it
things
depends.
up.
Still like Kaleo, because Kaleo might talk about it.
I'd go for Nick 7-star, just because he went viral yesterday or something. I think usually when he goes viral in a near, and then you've got options.
So
you can go Kaleo AP,
finish it with AP.
or do you go?
Or you can go Newsy and nah, because I think AP is your best because there's no good 2-star to really go with.
Yeah, and I mean the other options. So like if I hypothetically I could do 7 or 1 from here, or I could do 4-4. And actually some of these 4s are pretty strong plays.
They're all 3 good plays actually.
They're good plays. However, like if I am looking in terms of maximum upside, I'd think like, okay, so these are pretty, I might shoot for 500 points. If I do the combination, that's 1,000. However, if I am looking in this case, AP can do up to 700, 800 points potentially, but even like a 6 would be a very strong, like, let's see, his 1-day score is 629. So we know he's active right now. If that's possible, put that with Nick's virality potential. Like, I think that's the bigger upside there, especially when that's so top heavy and you want to get that 500 prize. So that's kind of
Love
what
it.
I'm thinking.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Now I know we have a limited amount of time today, so I don't want to take up too much if you guys were covering other stuff too.
No, yeah. So we about got like literally like 2 minutes left. So yeah, we can. I think it went good. Here I'll cover my whatchamacallit real fast, and then we'll do a wrap. I just want to do my King of the Hill.
Okay.
If I
Go
can
You
for
could
it.
always do a fantasy arena specific deck too, just to switch it up if you had just an extra minute or two. But
fantasy specific. Oh yeah,
the
I'm.
fantasy arena as opposed to
Oh
maybe
yeah, I'm actually not running the fantasy arena this week.
Oh no, do you find
No,
that
I
you
don't
have
like the
more of
star
an edge in
lineups.
the core? Okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
feel like I have my edge in the core for sure.
That's fair. I think I'm trying to figure out which one I can consistently do better. So I think for the moment, for the next few weeks, I'm just trying to, like, I am taking my stats down, and I'm going to do max entries for both, and then after a good month, kind of take a look and see if I want to play into one more than the other.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I like. The 2 times I won. So the week before last, and the week before that was both in the core arena. That's where I feel like I have the edge. There's too many variables. With the who's gonna post about fantasy, like which ones are gonna go viral. 1 week Ibra my, and then like, well, now that HK's back, HK is like a guarantee, right?
You're a 2-star this week. I was choosing you whenever I could.
Me?
I always choose HK as well. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're a 2-star.
Oh crap! Maybe I will play. I thought I was gonna be like, well, yeah. I guess I didn't really post my post didn't do as well. I didn't get my clips out last week either.
I'm a 1-star.
So this week I'll be good.
I don't have viral. I said I'm a 1-star this week. I don't have like viral potential, but I do have some posts lined up.
Let's go. Let us see. I like it. So this one we're gonna go with this one just because this one I think is the main one. I obviously went with Adam, 7-star. Nick, even though I'm thinking I might go switch. No, I'm gonna stick with Nick in this one. Nick, kind of like what you said, HK, with combination of what I said and what you said, right? He went viral yesterday, and then also his posts that he's been doing, him and Clem both. The reason I'm going Nick over Clem is Nick has more reach, I feel like. But both of them have the ability to. Well, actually, all 3 of these guys right here have Whale, and the Bodagos have the ability to hit normies. Here I went with Jez. I feel like this is kind of like one of my outliers that I don't think a lot of people are going to pick. And he also has the ability to like catch on narratives and really like take off. And then I went with Easy, kind of the same thing with the Fog or the Fogo stuff. And he's also doing prediction market. His streams, his daily streams called Predict It. He's starting to get guests on there and stuff. So I feel like that could take off. The number 4-star was pretty obvious with Lucas, even though I almost the other 2, well, 3 I was going to go with was either Andy, Lawrence, or Weiwu. But now after talking to Crab, I'm thinking Hart might be a good play there. 3-star, I'm actually going to switch to Icebergy after this show. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go with Fapital. And then the other one, I'll put Icebergy in. 2 stars, I went with Lil Moon Lambo, kind of hoping, even though I'm going to change that right now to no one. I'm going to keep it on Lil Moon Lambo. And then 1 star, I'm changing it to AP because of you guys. I didn't know he had posted.
Easy at 5. I think easy at 5 is tough because of his ceiling. I don't think he's had many, just compared to the other options. I think, yeah.
Actually, let me see 5s, and then we'll have to wrap it because we're a couple minutes past. But I do definitely want to change it. Oh, I'm gonna go him because he said he is back now. But there is some good 5s, really good 5s.
Watch Intern just scored the highest points, like randomly.
Where is Intern? Like, why is Intern so low? Like,
he's taking a break, I think, after the Monad.
Okay,
probably.
So I think another flyer might be Janos because Janos took off and had a really good post today.
He's going to Solana Breakpoint as well. But it's interesting because the event's actually later on in the week, so it'll be interesting to see if people aren't posting because they're flying out. Because how far is it from the US to Abu Dhabi? Like, is that a long flight?
Like a long flight.
So like you kind of think like that's like a day into the tournament gone, just flying out, right? I think Crab's on mute.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
I'm gonna save that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a long flight. Yeah, so that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, it's like a
Alright.
full day.
Jen, we're at the hard stop here. I heard my wife. I don't know if it's a broom or what. She tapped some upstairs on the second floor. She tapped the ceiling. I felt it. And I was like, oh, yep.
Is that your cue?
Yep. We're a couple minutes past. So, yeah, because technically she's like, actually, better make it about 10 till. And I was like, we'll settle at 5 till. And that was 3 minutes ago that 5 till passed. But yeah,
That's
thank you
a
guys so
polite
much.
warning. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Next one will be like a slipper flying at us here and here.
Yeah.
Well, not really, because that's her camera. So she wouldn't mess up her camera. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for co-hosting as always. We'll be back next week. Yeah, I'll talk
One
to
thing
you
I'd
on
like
the
to
back end about arena and stuff too. So
Sounds good. One thing I'd like to say real quick is as we're looking at perhaps like doing another arcade or arena specific show, I would love to hear people's opinions on who they'd like to see
Yes.
on as a guest for just to talk about some strategy. And now it's not just arenas. We have King of the Hill and Jackpot, and it sounds like the team keeps working on new modes as well. So would love to get people's opinions.
yeah,
For
let us know in
sure.
the comments who you'd like to see. What were we gonna say, HA?
Yeah, no, I was just saying, yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Heck yeah, perfect. All right, gentlemen. We will see you guys next week and see everyone else on the timeline. Bye.
Later, guys.
Right. Crap. Yeah, that was a good stream. I was just gonna say I was doing a arena deck just then, and I think I hit a very good one. Like,
Yeah.
I just wanna
Are
sh-
we
I just
still
wanna-
live by chance? It shows the live in the top corner.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll exit out just in case, and I'll hit you up on the DMs.
Yeah. Go for it. Bye.
Bye.